power in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people.
So now I probably can match your energy.
Vivian, you bring it every day from your heart and your love. We got amazing people. Let's take it in. Who are these folks? And by the way, what is the Real Raw?
Oh my God, the Real Raw is a place where we get to see how influence is a superpower. We get to form ecosystems, make more money in less time with more magic, all because of you, Sean. You've been curating a formula for over 23 years, and you are the chief visionary officer at Unblinded. Yes, you, I'm pointing at you. Yes. And thanks to you, we get to get illuminated and see micro distinctions that you help us see. We can all go from hello to yes, and we leaders can lead leaders and make this world a more beautiful, heart-centered, and amazing place. That's what's happening here.
Well, Vivian, you are the bomb of bombs, and sitting next to you in the role player seat is the one and only sales gangster. Let's maybe start with a little intro there, Vivian Guzman, if you don't mind.
Well, we have Bella, if that's what you were thinking about, that cute Bella that you have that's over there in Arizona with you. And she's a sales gangster. When she was like a little kid, she was selling stuff at 8 years old on her lawn. And by 19, she had a multi-level marketing firm that she was really breaking out in and becoming an income earner top there. And then she developed and built a 7-figure real estate company that by 24 years old, she became the #1 broker in the state of Nevada. And that's what's up with this sales gangster who's now CEO of Align Sales, helping women and businesses scale to create financial independence through sales. So welcome, Bella.
There's the sales gangster.
What is happening?
I was looking. You said no, she was here. I found her.
You found me.
Yes.
Imagine that.
How are you?
I am amazing, Sean Gallagher. How are you?
I'm wonderful. And a fun fact, please, sales gangster.
A fun fact about Bella?
Yeah.
A fun fact about Bella is I just learned an F word that Sean does not like that will turn him red in 2.2 seconds.
Well, I gotta hear it.
Did y'all want to know what that word is?
Absolutely.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
What is it?
No.
Did you say
No, not again. No, again.
I just learned from Michael Spiken when he hears that word, crazy things happen and he turns red and like all kinds of madness happen.
I have never said that word in my entire life, and that is a fun fact. That is a truthful fun fact.
And I said I cannot promise that will not go into any other Real Raw. So there you go.
Vivian, the worst thing you could possibly do is arm the sales gangster with that. It's like kryptonite, Vivian. Help me. Vivian, how did we lose control of this? We started in loving, daily heart-centeredness, and then we've had this like amazing immersion of fun craziness. So Vivian, please help. Who else is here? Who else is here? Help me, please.
Okay, all right then. Let me save you. We have Linton Gentiles. Emigrated from Jamaica to pursue the American dream and went to the New York Institute of Technology, got an electrical engineering degree, tossed that to flip houses, which sparked a passion inside of him to create Gentiles Investments. Today, he's the owner of his brokerage firm, Changing Lives Realty. Welcome. And I think there's feedback from some.
Guys,
just on mute.
I'm on the team. Can we mute? So, Linton, welcome, sir.
Well, thank you.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Sean. And yourself?
Yeah, great to see you. I'm doing great. And how about a fun fact, please?
A fun fact about me.
Yes.
Though I went to NYIT to become an electrical engineer, I've never worked one day as an electrical engineer. Instead, I decided to learn how to flip houses and do that for the rest of my life.
And how's that going, Linton?
It's going awesome, Sean. Loving it. Loving every day of it.
Well, proud of you, brother. And where are you coming from today?
Right now I'm in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Very, very nice. Well, Linton, welcome from Hackensack, New Jersey. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes. Back to you, Vivian.
Oh my God, we have Jamie Wright from Houston, Texas in the house. Woo! Global trauma and love, speaker, advocate, author, and coach. Her impactful voice is for survivors of domestic violence and others' life's traumas like sexual abuse, depression, and those who may also feel suicidal. It's her own story of perseverance and the impact this has had on the mind, body, and spirit that is the basis of her advocacy, which she shares in her book, The Power of Overcoming Shame and Learning to Love Yourself Again. She's appeared on 60 Minutes, NBC, CBS, BBC News, Houston Area Women's Center, Leadership Campaign, and Believe Luncheon. And Jamie is also a senior analyst with nearly 2 decades in finance and auditing with the federal government, and has received awards and commendations for time in Afghanistan, supporting Operation Enduring Freedom. So welcome, Jamie Wright.
Thank you all. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Happy Wednesday and happy Veterans Day to anyone that's on this in this meeting that served or know anyone that has served.
Yeah, and so Jamie, by the way, happy Why Wednesday. So grateful for you being here. Incredible, the work you've done in this world, and thank you for your service to our country as well on this Veterans Day.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, and to everybody out there. So thank you for that. And a fun fact. What's a fun fact about you, Jamie?
A fun fact is I absolutely loved to play with Barbie dolls when I was a little girl. And I don't know that many people know that about me because they see this, resilient, but I played with Barbie dolls till I was about 12 years old. So.
All right. So what was your favorite Barbie setup?
What I was going to ask.
Outfit, cars thing, what was the Ken, did they go on dates together? What was happening, Jamie?
No, they did, Sean, and I sewed their clothes. That's how that's how I learned to sew. So I sewed their clothes, and that was the setup. Absolutely, was the Prince Charming coming through, swooping her off her feet in my live outfit.
Now I have a hallucination that you have a different perspective in your work at this time in the world. Is that a fair guesstimate?
That is a very fair guesstimate.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Jamie. Really appreciate that. Quick footnote, Vivian, did you play with Barbie dolls?
I did. I love the Hawaiian Barbie doll and anything pink.
That is beautiful. And did you what was the dynamic? What was some of the things that you would set up with Ken and Barbie?
I didn't have the Ken doll. I only had the Barbie.
Oh, very interesting.
I
think, Jamie, we have to psychoanalyze Vivian about not having the Ken doll.
You must have felt that.
You know what it is? I had a lot of hand-me-downs, so it wasn't like Ken was going to be part of the equation. I had different dolls too. And I had a Raggedy Ann doll too that I loved.
That is beautiful. Raggedy Ann and Andy, right? It was Raggedy Ann and Andy. That is a beautiful thing. So Jamie, where are you coming from today?
I am hailing from Houston, Texas, by way of Oklahoma. I'm an Okie from Muskogee, but I live in Houston now.
All right, Okies in the house, Houston, fine folks in the house. Thank you, Jamie, for being here. Linton, if your courage and vulnerability, stepping into the real raw. And Vivian, we got some judges.
We do. We have Michael Reeder in the house. He's the ultimate advisor in all things regarding money. A CPA himself, he helps guide you toward becoming self-employed, consult in all areas from taxes or serving as a business intermediary or a broker. He's the owner of a CPA firm, Schwartz and Reeder Advisors, and he's the owner of a business brokerage franchise consulting firm, BizFran Hub. Yeah. Here he helps in scaling BizFran Hub to become a digital marketplace for the franchise and business resale world. So welcome, Michael.
Michael, did I just hear Michael talking on the Michael Smike and Fit to Exit Rora Open?
I don't know, but he seems to be not listening right now. So I think he might be on the phone and he's on mute.
Interesting. So we'll come back to him because I think he was wrapping up the Michael Smike and Fitz Exit Rora Open a moment ago because I was over there a bit ago. So and we'll explain what the heck we're talking about in a second. But Vivian, let's keep going.
Okay, we have Jeff Walliner.
By the way, Jays are in the house today. There's a lot of Jay energy. Would you agree, Vivian?
I agree. I feel it.
Jays.
Feeling
Great
it.
people the same first initial.
And there's a Janice after. So a lot of Jay's situations. So Jeff went from executive trainer, travel writer to author, speaker, and speechwriter to CEO of Winning Wit. His motto is, we write, we deliver, they love it. And as an award-winning stand-up comedian, he knows how to help you deliver, shine, and stand out, whether it's revamping your LinkedIn page, telling your comeback story, whether from COVID or helping you turn your frustrations into a memorable story, as one of his title books intimate, Get Bitter to Get Better, how to reclaim your confidence, prove your villains wrong, and win the big moments in life. And he has a new book, Sean, coming out called Leaving 2020. Welcome, Jeff.
Jeff,
Good to be here.
Jeff,
Thank you for that
and the
great
sales-
intro.
Yes, you and the sales gangster being here together. There's going to be some comedic, biting energy present today. Feel
That's
it.
the ugly rumor. Let's see.
Yeah. So, Jeff, welcome. And how about a fun fact, my friend?
Fun fact. This is crazy. I went to college on a bowling scholarship. Wrap your mind around that one.
So, Jeff, that's just funny by itself. Bella,
Preposterous, but it's
we were
true.
just talking about the creation of humor, literally, before we got on here and how that all works and fits together. So, and I'm not joking, Jeff. Have you studied comedy, or you just sort of naturally, intuitively developed it?
Well, you grow up with a lot of PTSD in New York. You have no choice but to become a comedian. So
That is awesome, Jeff. I really appreciate it. And where are you coming from today?
Arlington, Virginia.
Ah, Arlington in the house. So, Jeff, thank you so much for being here. Vivian, we got more.
Yes, we do. We have Janice Whiting from Elk Grove, California, an innovative strategist and business consultant for over 25 years who aims to help businesses improve and transform their processes so they can thrive in varying economies. She's the founder and CEO of the PE Group, Performance Enhancement Group, which helps companies stay afloat by using SMEs, small and mid-sized enterprises, 500 companies, and startup organizations, and a CEO of ICOM4 Global. She uses the system, methodology, and measurement tools to help align your behaviors and strategies so customers get to experience your brand as you dream it to be. And she's the director of business development and tenant products, essential oils geared toward building immunity, health joints, and improving digestion. So welcome, Janice.
Janice is in the house. How are you, Janice?
I'm awesome. If I didn't realize what you're going to use that for, I probably would have written it a little bit better.
That's awesome. Awesome, Jess. How about a fun fact?
Oh, a fun fact. I am 56 years old and I have never bowled in my life.
That is a very fun fact. Amazing.
What?
We have to go bowling,
Fact.
Sean. I'm hearing a bowling session that I'll go to.
No, when I'm 60. My sweetheart and I have decided that when I'm 60 years old, when I turn my birthday, we're going bowling, and I'm going to bowl for the first time in my life when I'm 60.
Wait
I'll
a
be
minute.
there.
Is it
Okay. Extraordinary.
it's
Jeff,
bowling or bullying? What am I hearing?
Bowling.
Bowling. Okay, good. Okay.
Bowling.
Because I'm not
Vivian,
into
what
bowl
is your high
situation.
score? What
Oh
is
my
your
God.
high score in bowling?
Oh, I am like a master at gutter balls, Sean, but I will be there. It's irrelevant. The score's not relevant.
All right. Oh, yes, Vivian, your heart-centeredness, I love you. Goddess energy everywhere, all the time. Containers, scoring, numbers. I love you. I love Vivian. Jeff, what's your high score in bowling, sir? Please.
A couple 300s here and there, but
You hit a
300.
300 game?
Can
A few-
y'all hear me now?
I can hear you now.
a few
Oh
pictures
my
of Miller
goodness.
Lite
Okay,
doesn't hurt
because
the
you were
cost to
missing
get
all
there.
of my fun. I was saying all these amazing things and nobody could hear me because I also was born in Houston and I was like trying to drop in with Jamie and nobody could hear me and I was like so distraught over here. But I'm back. Okay.
Bella Verita, this is why Bella started selling at 8 years old.
Mhm.
And we're not even going to talk about what Bella was selling in high school. That's a conversation for a day. But Vivian, do we have Michael back yet?
Yes, we do. Michael Reeder, welcome. Join us. We have introduced you, my dear.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you, everyone. And I apologize in advance. I just finished up the RRO with Michael Smikin, so I'm on this one too. I'm kind of like, doing my best to multitask. But it's a pleasure to be here, everyone. Michael Reeder, entrepreneur out of Chicago. I own 2 businesses. A CPA firm, Swartz and Reeder Advisors, a business brokerage franchise consulting firm, BizFran Hub. The latter helps people buy and sell businesses, both franchise and non-franchise. We're also scaling to be a digital marketplace for the business resale and franchise world. We want to get beyond biz buy. We want to be better than biz buy sell. We're not there yet, but we're working towards it. Fun fact about me.
Michael,
Go ahead, Sean. Yes, sir.
No, Michael, because this is the real raw. This is like the TEDx, right? So this is the big stage. Vivian, hit your intro like with beautiful. Actually, you know what? For the heck of it, let's give Michael the energy, Vivian. Like, do your Vivian on Michael, please.
Oh my God. Michael Reeder.
Come on, Vivian. Come on, Vivian.
All right.
Come on, Vivian.
I'm coming now. Here I go. Michael Reeder, the ultimate advisor in all things regarding money. A CPA himself, he helps guide you toward becoming self-employed, consult in all areas from taxes or serving as a business intermediary or a broker. Michael Reeder is the owner of the CPA firm Schwartz and Reeder Advisors. And he's the owner of a business brokerage franchise consulting firm, BizFran Hub. And he helps in scaling BizFran Hub to become a digital marketplace for the franchise and businesses resale worlds. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, Vivian.
Michael, wouldn't you like to take Vivian with you everywhere you go?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was amazing. Yes.
Right. Vivian dropping in. And Michael, where are you coming from today?
Chicago.
Nice. How'd you connect to Michael Smikin? Like where?
So
what's the
Craig Baumel. So Craig Baumel. Craig Baumel and I connected on LinkedIn back in May of this year. We had an intro call, and from there, it's just been a snowball of positive energy. From Craig, I got introduced to the Real Raws and to the Unblinded family. I met Al Anderson about a month ago, 3 weeks ago. It's been amazing. But I got introduced to Mike via Craig in June, and it was love at first sight. And I've just been jamming with Mike ever since. And Sean, like I just got to say, like ever since I've been like part of this ecosystem, you know, your positive energy. Like I was just like listening to your positive energy on Michael's RRO just a few minutes ago, and just I'm just like, man, like the love that this community has is just amazing. And so like I'm just so humbled to be part of it, and just to be surrounded by human beings such as yourself. You know, whenever I first met Craig, I was waiting. I was like, okay, like when is the catch going to come? Like, hey, Mike, like, you know, for $5,000, you know, you can, and there's just pure love here, man. And it's amazing. And surrounded by winners, great people, just honored to be here, man.
Wow, Michael, honored to have you. And the model that we talk about, integrity-based human influence, starts with this. And it's not perfect. Like we're not perfect at it for sure. But what we aspire to is to love everybody unconditionally with boundaries, you know, with healthy boundaries, but loving everybody unconditionally, regardless of dynamics and happenings. And in terms of the energy and the love and the give, you know, I had the unique privilege and have studied Tony Robbins' work for 23 years. I was acknowledged and hugged by him this weekend, and got the opportunity to be acknowledging him in the Lions Platinum trip here and spiritual trip in Arizona. And what I said to him, you know, we had a moment, is as tears poured down my face, there's nobody who gives more of themselves that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've encountered him in small gatherings, stadiums, massive gatherings. I've been in his home 4 different times. And that is the standard of giving of energy, right? You know, obviously the heroes that sacrificed their life on the lines for our country on this Veterans Day, you know, are absolute heroes. But a hero in day-to-day life and interacting with other human beings is Tony Robbins to me. And I've seen it countless times where that man could go on stage for 2 hours and sell out an arena. He's on for 12 and 13, including almost dying during Date with Destiny last year, legitimately, and still against doctor's orders being wheeled out in a wheelchair. I've seen him in a room of 30 people where he wants every person to have a part of him. And I can feel his stress if like he's not able to get to somebody else to connect with them. So Michael, that's a standard. That's somebody that I call a hero, along with my high school coaches, along with my grandfather, grandmother, grandparents, lots of people, parents. But that's the standard, brother. So thank you for seeing it. And it's set by modeling other people, causing leadership. So what the Real Raw is about, it was zany, fun energy, right? Completely crazy. Bella's dropping in with the F word, who's also, by the way, as heart-centered and incredible at sales, and places more women salespeople than anybody in America. Like, it's talent, fun, winning, energy, passion. It's like peak performance sports, like not taking ourselves too seriously. All of that is present, and that's why we're doing it, Michael. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everyone.
Vivian, this is not here without you. I am so grateful for you in every way. And why do you do this? Why are you still doing this and giving of your heart and yourself? Seriously.
You helped sharpen my skills for being here, for showing up, writing the bios and creating bios for people, connecting. you lead the way and you remind me of the strength that I have inside of me. So when I come here, it's just aiding in my work ethic. It's aiding to sharpen everything that I am. And I didn't grow up with a vision in business, and I didn't grow up knowing what to do with that. And you know this about me. And so it was terrifying. And then to find a place where I feel like I'm encouraged or not criticized for my shortcomings makes me feel like I can continue to plow through in a place that I feel safe, but I know that I'm being loved, unconditionally, but with boundaries, so that I could see through micro distinctions how much more I can level up. And you are my mentor. And I look at you and all the things you said about Tony Robbins. And yes, Tony Robbins is amazing, but you're my everyday Tony Robbins named Sean Callaghy, who takes all the principles in an everyday. You work tirelessly through the huddle, through what I call class, because I'm part of the mastery program, through everything that you have at every point. You don't let anything escape you, because you want us to have a better way of functioning together and teaching us that we're better together. And somebody like me, who's not been in a together my whole life, because I've moved 23 times to date, I feel honored to be here, that I'm not excluded, or that I don't feel excluded. So that's why I show up, because I know I have so much to share and so much to give to the world, and I'm here to make it happen. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you. You're amazing, Vivian. I could not be more grateful for you. And please have a beautiful and amazing day, my friend.
Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian.
Have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian.
Bella Verita, are we ready to drop in and rock this house, my friend?
Let's do it. Let's have some freaking fun.
So, Jamie, let's go with Jamie. I have a 1 or a 2 that's going onto the table. Do you think it's a 1 or a 2?
2.
It is a 2. Excellent job.
Okay,
Jamie.
Mr. Sean Callaghy, I might be throwing you under the bus right here, but I have been on like 10 real raws right now, and it has never been a different number other than 2. When are we going to start adding some variances in here?
Yes, this is very true, Bella Verita. We must. So there's like math theory to that, because if people watch it consistently, they would know that. So I'm seeing what people do and don't notice, but that's why you are Bella Verita, because you notice these micro distinctions.
And Miles is putting in the comments, she's not wrong.
Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Miles. Yeah, see, you're encouraging like complete like distortion, chaos, insanity. Like bring Bella, and magic happens in every way, just unchecked and uncontrolled. So amazing. Jamie, would you like to go first, or would you like to throw Linton right under the bus and make him go first?
I'm going to be ladylike and let the man lead today. Mr. Linton, you can.
I like it.
Linton, you've been thrown under the bus with elegance, grace, and love by Jamie. So Linton, here's how it works. We're going to go from hello to yes. Bella will be anybody you want her to be. Maybe she's somebody that you want to raise investment capital from, somebody that you want to make a deal with, somebody that you want to have contribute to a charity, a speaking engagement potentially. Anybody you want her to be that will be a relevant yes to her in the world, or she could just be the sales gangster, Bella Verita. Who would you like Bella to be, Linton?
I'd like Bella to be a seller who's seeking advice on what they should do about their property facing 3 months of foreclosure.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, Bella. So, Bella, you're rolling in Vegas. Things got a little crazy on some of those benders, and you're out of cash. And they're knocking at the door saying you got to pay your bills, and you got no cash. Is that what's happening, Linton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's calling.
Bella.
She's calling our office for assistance.
All right, Bella, can you step into that world?
I can step into it.
All right, let's go. Linton, you have 6 minutes. We might cut you off in between to get some feedback, but it's one conversation, 6 minutes to go to yes. You don't have to get the absolute yes. It could be just to an appointment. This is much more about heart-centered depth of connection, right? Gravitational pull, the openness of listening, than it is anything to do with high-pressure selling, which of course only works with people that are weaker than you, not more powerful than you, causing leadership through our influence. Linton, take us in.
Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. My name is Linton from ABC, and I'm responding to your inquiry on our website. Is this Bella?
It is. That's yes.
Yes. And you have a house currently located in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell me a little bit about the situation?
Yeah, so just, with, all of the things going on, with COVID, and I have lost my job, and, then I was trying to, make ends meet and like get money back. So I went to Vegas to try to like make some money and lost it all. And now I'm in a financial situation that I am unable to get myself out of and about to lose my property.
Okay. How long have you been in the property, Bella?
I have been in the property for 10 years.
10 years. And is your intention to keep the property, sell the property, or we call it refinance the property?
I would definitely like to sell it at this point.
Okay. If that is your true intention, I would like to, tell you a little bit about our company first. The name of our company is ABC. That stands for Always Be Closing. We've been in business for over 15 years. And we pride ourselves on educating individuals first and educating family members first. So, if you have some time, you can actually visit our website at abc.com and review the information that we have there. But the gist of it, if you're interested in selling, we are licensed brokers. So we work with brokers and individuals who can basically give you the information on what your property is worth, what your property will sell for, and how to stage your property. Does that sound like something you'll be interested in doing?
Yeah. So you're saying, what I'm hearing is like it's best for me to like sell the property, and I can work with you guys to do that.
Yes. Well, one of the questions I did ask in the beginning, what was your intention?
Right.
And you explained that it was to sell. So in order to sell, basically, I would like to get you some more information about the value of your property first, so we can determine the sales price. So we could determine, basically based on what you owe, based on what your property is worth, if you're going to be walking away, owing money or not owing money. And, it's in your best interest if you walk away not owing anything.
Got it. Okay.
Does that sound like something you would like to do?
Sure. I'd like to find out more information. Yeah.
Awesome. With that said, I have 2 days available and 2 times available. I have Wednesday and Friday next week.
Okay.
Which day works best for you?
And then can I call you back in just a few minutes?
Yeah, not a problem. May I take a phone number in case I can follow up with you in a few days if I don't hear from you?
Yeah, it's this number you just called me on.
Okay, thank you.
So John Blinton, how'd that feel for you?
Feel great.
All right, Bella, if you had like one word, how'd that feel for you?
And my one word would be interesting.
Cool. All right. Jamie, are you ready?
I am ready, Sean.
Ooh, I hear ready. Bella, do you hear Jamie's readiness?
Oh, Jamie is ready. Let's not be confused. Women from Texas are like on it. We don't mess around.
I am not confused. Jamie, who would you like Bella to be?
Single-handedly Oprah, please, Miss Bella.
Boom. Yes. Yes.
Be Oprah.
Really?
That is amazing. Amazing. Yes. Jamie, you have Oprah. And scenario is it a scheduled call, a bump into? How you're encountering Oprah?
A scheduled call. Cool. To ask her to give her the opportunity.
You don't even have to tell us. So it's a scheduled call. That's all, right?
Call. Okay.
Cool. Take us in. Ring.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. Can I speak to Miss?
Hi, this is Oprah.
Oprah, hi. My name is Jamie Wright, and I was wondering if I could have like 2 minutes of your time today to propose an opportunity to you.
Sure.
So you have been such an inspiration to me my entire life. Our paths our history was very similar in that you were 14 years old when you had your son. I was 14 years old when I had my first daughter, and I have single-handedly looked to you through your different events that you've had during the years, the books that you've proposed in your shows, to remind me that my beginning is not my end. And although I have experienced such difficulties throughout my life, I turn to you and like Brene Brown that's here in Houston as role models to inspire me to do what it is that I'm doing today. So I would like to offer you the opportunity to help me market, to raise capital and funding for my institute that I'm creating for healing. And it's very dear to my heart, specifically now, as I found myself a victim of domestic violence during COVID and had to seek shelter at the Houston Area Women's Center. I'm sorry.
I just want to say I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay, because it's because of women like you that although I experienced that I know that I was a victim. I was victimized, but I'm not a victim. So again, that's why I look to you. That's why I'm so absolutely inspired. And my prayer and my hope is that you would be inspired to help me to market my business in a way that I can create capital and build this Institute for Healing in hopes that we'll provide healing internationally, because life will happen. And I know this to be certain because of you, life will happen. And it's not that it's not going to happen, it's the way that we respond to it. So yes, would you like to help me heal the world, Miss Winfrey?
I am definitely very passionate about human beings and them, all of the healing in the world. So that is something that is definitely very near and dear to my heart for sure.
Awesome. Well, I know you're a busy lady, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time or capitalize any more of your time. If you get the opportunity to visit my website, which is Jamie R. Wright, and that's JAMIE.com, I would love the opportunity to work with you. And if you choose not to, just know that I will absolutely always be your fan. Thank you. My family thanks you. My beautiful daughters thank you. It's because who you are is who I strive to be each and every day.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm going to take a quick call.
Excellent.
I don't know. Both of you went from hello to yes in 3 minutes. So I have no idea what we're going to be doing on the second round. What are we bringing, Sean?
I do know what we'll be doing in the second round, of course.
I know he's going to like be dropping some things and like some magic's going to happen and all kinds of craziness.
We have funding in place from like Oprah, potential things. How does that feel, Jamie?
Phenomenal. It feels like I know the universe will conspire when we show up, right? I know it to be certain. It feels beautiful.
Amazing. I can feel that. I can feel that. So let's go to our judges. Judges are going to go 30 seconds each. Bella will lovingly say time, like as only Bella can, when the 30 seconds hits for time integrity. So Janice, you have 30 seconds of feedback. We'll start with Linton.
For both of them?
Each, 30 seconds each. So 30 seconds, Linton first, and then we'll go Jamie. And then it's like bullet points of what went well for maybe 15 seconds and some bullets on what could be optimized. So yes, Janice.
Awesome. Okay, Linton, I love your accent. I love the tonality of your voice. You did an awesome job of expressing empathy with just the liltness up and down of your voice. I really appreciated that. I could feel it. When you jumped in there, you kind of went straight for a little bit of the juggler in terms of, I didn't get a lot from you around questions that created empathy. Like I can just see how hard this is for you right now, where you're about ready to lose your home and we want to be there for you. You ask a lot of questions. I felt like you were really giving a lot of, I felt I could trust you. Like you were like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. And that came through for me. Okay. Am I done with 30 seconds?
Yeah. And what's your score, Janice? Let's scale 1 to 10.
Oh, 1 to 10. Oh, 8.
Nice. Okay. And for Jamie, please.
Okay. Jamie, awesome. You made a really hard call because you're calling somebody super busy that doesn't have time. And you spoke a lot. So you were doing most of the talking, which of course you're kind of like trying to get it all out there. I love the connection you had around the similar past and what you guys went through. And what I would like to have seen you do around, you were saying, I know you give a lot, but I would like to have connected it to, I know you give a lot around this particular area, and we are in that area, and I would love to share with you. So a little bit more, I know it's, you know, it's really hard when you're doing it so fast. The next step, the only other advice is the next step is you left it in Oprah's hand to take action. You didn't take control of the next step. And so now you're saying, go to the website and I'll sit here and wait. If you're going to go to yes, you got to say, I'm calling you, I'm doing this, I'm sending information, I'm following up, I'm taking the bull by the horns, and Oprah's not going to do it. So 30 seconds, did I make it?
Yes. And how about a score did you have there?
I ate. I mean, you were lovely.
Awesome.
You were connecting. Yeah, both of you guys were awesome. Very
Thank you.
impressive. Your skills are way up there, no doubt.
Excellent, Jazz. Jeff, how are you, sir?
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Jeff.
Sorry, we had a fire truck situation. Okay.
Yes. Are you safe? Is there any smoke? Any flame?
Everyone's doing well.
Excellent, Jeff. So we're going to go 30 seconds for Linton and then a score. What do you got, sir?
Linton, loved it. Very well done,
Thank you.
sir. I would say some of the things I loved right out of the gate. You're like I said, like Janice said, to your tonality, you have a way of putting people at ease and instilling confidence in them. So when you were having that conversation with Bella, I felt like you were somebody that I can do business with. I know that you're coming from a good place and I trust you. And you came from a place of competence. You knew what you were talking about. You knew the business, you knew the process.
Thank you.
I say a couple things that I would probably improve upon would be, I would lay out the entire process, start to finish, every single step of the way, so Bella knows exactly what's going to happen. Lay it out and then call for an action item.
Okay.
And a score, Jeff?
I would give I would probably give a 7 on that.
Nice.
That
For
last
Jamie.
piece is pretty big, but great job overall.
Thank you.
And for Jamie.
Okay, Jamie, loved it too. You're phenomenal out of the gate. So a couple things that I loved. The connection that you made with Oprah, talking about the commonalities, establishing that emotional bond right out of the gate. Letting Oprah know that, you know, hey, I'm all about what you're all about. So we have this connection immediately. Describing your personal story to tug at the heartstrings. This is important because you know your target audience. You know that moves the needle for Oprah. So you know how to get into her buying mind. Her buying mind is connecting with stories. Something I would improve upon would be to establish clarity as to exactly what Oprah needs to do and to tell her exactly how to do it at the very end.
And a score?
And the score would be an 8 on that.
Nice. All right. Thank you very much, Jeff. Michael, what did you have for 30 seconds for Linton?
So for Linton, great energy, very polite. So what I would say is a critique is you didn't, you went right, you know, like you kind of like went right to talking to business right out of the gate, as opposed to just a little brief small talk, how you doing, just to kind of like humanize the conversation. And then also you asked Bella if she was like, if you're interested in learning more, and then instead of kind of like asking for permission, you just kind of went right into it. I would have waited for her to say, yeah, I am interested. Can you tell me some more? And then deliver, you know, so just kind of a little bit of like talking over, like just kind of like just kind of like rambling without getting that permission first.
Mr. Michael,
Yes.
what is your score?
My score is an 8.
Woo!
Excellent. And for Jamie?
For Jamie, great energy and you know, feeling the love, but too much of that and not enough of getting to the point and letting Oprah know what the deliverable is. So I would just you definitely connected with her, but it was just too much of a, you know, rainbows and butterflies conversation, which is good, and it has to have that, but to actually, you know, to drive home the value prop for her. So that's my feedback there, and I would give that a 7.
Nice.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Round 1 is complete. Sales gangster. Bella Verita, are you ready for round 2?
I'm ready for round 2.
I am ready as well. Linton and Jamie, are you ready?
Yes.
And Jamie?
Yes.
We have 2 yeses. We went from hello to yes already, Bella. So,
We did. What happens now, Sean?
well, now, Jamie, like, you got to take your next step with Oprah and advance this ball down the court a little bit more specifically, like Michael was sharing. So you up for that in a second roundup? I'll try to get a little bit more into the details with Oprah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And you need, yeah. And let's get some like yes and start talking maybe like precise action steps coming from here. So Jamie, ready? Oprah's back.
Hi, Oprah. So this is just a quick follow-up. I was wondering if you would be interested in going on Facebook Live with me next Tuesday at 10 a.m. your time, or anytime between Monday and Wednesday that works best for you in terms of the marketing to help raise.
So what would you like the Facebook Live to be about? Can you because I'm very busy, and just to kind of pop onto a live would mean a lot of rescheduling. So I'm not sure that's something in my heart yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I'm still working through this whole sales process. So I appreciate you a bunch for holding my hand through this. So what I would like is just show up and be your authentic self. Anything that you feel would help add connection in the community of healing and trauma. It doesn't necessarily have to be with domestic violence. It can be any type of trauma. Molestation, which we both, went through. Anything that you feel like from a healing place would help connect and pull the heartstrings of people that have the resources to help us raise capital.
And so you want me to come onto your Facebook Live to speak into trauma to help raise money? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, ma'am, please. Yes. And
Gotcha.
maybe 2 minutes. I would be internally and am forever grateful for that. I think 2 minutes of your time would be like a billion years in a lot of people's lifetime. So 2 minutes.
What difference do you think that this will make for them? Like, what would you want your audience to take away?
I would like them to take away the fact that healing is possible, and that if Oprah, sponsors the event, there's credibility, authenticity out the gates. So that's what I would be hoping to achieve.
Got it. Okay. And why is this important to you?
Again, I feel that healing is absolutely necessary to anyone that chooses it for life. Many people I know for certain want to be healed, but just don't have the tools. And by your face being in the forefront of that I honestly think we can spark change in the world. It'll go to the grassroots level of many of our issues at hand that we're facing right now in the world.
Well, I will go ahead and have my assistants schedule that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Oprah.
All right, Jamie, how'd that feel for you?
Brutal. I know.
She's got her hand in her head, and she's like putting her head down. Like, girlfriend, you showed up. You did. She's like now fanning herself. Like, it's hot in here, but you showed up. You did it. That was amazing. So no need to put your head in your hand. Some people won't even get on this. So no need to put your head in your hand.
Now I feel what Vivian mean. I understood, but now I feel Vivian in the appreciation of this community, of this eco-friendly. I just made a complete jack butt out of myself.
No. There's no making jack butts out of anything. You did an amazing job, Jamie. There is no failure. There is no rejection. You did a beautiful job. We'll do a demonstration. This is just science. There's a recipe to it. If you make steak, if you make pizza, if you make a cake, notice the things I selected, Bella Verita. Footnote.
I do know the things. Sean's eating tablets.
I did.
Twizzlers, Twix, M&Ms. What are we having for lunch? Twix sounds good. And then Linton just held up dots. Having dots for lunch.
Yes, I haven't had Linton. I need dots. I haven't had dots in so long.
I have green juice. I have plant-based protein shakes, and I have.
You have a lot of other plant-based stuff, perhaps too.
We got some differences over here.
Bella Verita. Yes, lots of different things. So, and salads, seaweed wraps.
I have snap peas. Sean, would you like some of my snap peas?
No, that's gross. Who would eat a snap pea instead of like a cheesesteak?
Gina and Bella.
And like,
Gina wants to
So-
know if you want a cucumber.
This is out of control. Jamie, help me, please, from these crazy people. I'm going to step into the Oprah in a little bit. But by the way, what is quinoa anyway? Bella, Jamie, does anybody know what quinoa even is?
Jamie just held up her sugar snap peas too. We're both from
Yes.
Houston and we both got a bag of snap peas. This is amazing.
Unbelievable. Jamie, you're breaking my heart. No, great job, Jamie. Linton, are you ready for round 2?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's drop
Do you
in,
have
my
any
friend.
sugar snap peas?
No, I don't.
All right.
Dots. He has the right kind of sugar. He has some beautiful dots.
All right,
Excellent,
let's see
my
what
friend.
you can do.
Linton, so now you got like your appointment, you got your stuff. Like now it's, advancing the ball forward. This very challenged person financially is ready to roll.
Awesome.
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Hi, it's
Hello.
Bella.
Hi, Bella. This is Linton returning a phone call. I'm actually following up to see if today's a good time or maybe tomorrow's a good time for us to get together.
Yeah, let's talk now.
All right. So I would like to get together so we can actually perform the CMA, which is a comparative market analysis, which basically will give you a current value of your property, the current value of market property that's sold in your area, and things that are being sold in your area. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What does that look like? So how? Yeah, can you tell me more about that?
All right. And how are you doing?
I am doing great.
Are you in the
I
process?
appreciate that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Are you married? Are you a single mom?
I am currently just a single woman.
Okay.
I'm a mom of a fur baby.
All right. Cat, dog?
She is a dog.
Okay. What's her name?
Her name is Diora, and she is 14 years old, and everybody thinks she's like 7 or 8. She can outrun me on the beach. Like, she climbs, she runs like 3 miles with me. She is quite amazing.
Awesome. I have a opening for 1 and 4 o'clock today. Would any of those times work for you?
Sure. We could do 1 o'clock.
All right. I would just like to prepare you. What I would be doing when I come over at 1 o'clock is basically sitting down with you, going over the procedure, going over what a CMA is and the steps to take place. And after that, the time frame of how long this usually takes. And in a market like you are in today, if everything is in place, we can have your house sold in an average of 3 to 4 months. Does that sound fair to you?
Sure.
Do you have, an idea of where you would like to go once your house is sold, or would you like us to help you find a place as well?
I'm going to Grand Cayman.
Oh, okay. You already have plans made?
Yep, I'm taking off.
Awesome. I do thank you for taking my call today. I will be talking to you shortly and seeing you in a few.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Great job, Linton. How'd that feel for you?
It felt great. Thank you.
Yes. Right. I'm going to drop in real quick. Jamie, would you like to be Oprah?
Yes,
Okay. I'll be you and you're Oprah. Sound good?
sounds good.
Actually, Bella, quick feedback. How'd that round feel for
Gabby.
you? If you're going to give a little bit to Linton and Jamie, what would you share from your brilliant wisdom?
I'll start with Jamie. Like that, I think, you did great. Like there was definitely a lack of like the question and like kind of where it was going. But like, your certainty was there. Like the energy was there, which was awesome. And then for Linton, I'm going to go with that was awkward. Because you asked me if I was like single, married, and then asked me when you were coming over. So that was really awkward and really uncomfortable.
The sales game.
And like I could tell like you were trying to build rapport and connection, but like the transition was like I was like, I don't know that I want this person coming in right now.
He's like, what's your shoe size? We're teasing with him. We're having fun.
With that accent and
The big
voice.
dog, will your dog bite me?
Fellow the sales gangster, having fun. We have fun energy all over the place here. Linton, excellent work. Let's go, Jamie. I'm sorry. Ring ring. Hi, is Miss Winfrey there?
This is she.
Oh my goodness, Miss Winfrey, it is an honor and a privilege to be communicating with you. And I know we only have 3 minutes, and I just want to know how much I will respect that time. Thank you so much for communicating with me.
Absolutely. What can I help you with?
Yeah, sure. So, what if, like, there's a conversation to be had that you haven't had yet, even though I'm sure you have at least like 1 million proposals per month that come your way about things that people want from you. Because I don't want anything from you, nothing. I just want to add value. So would that be at least remotely interesting to you in the crazy world that you live in?
Yeah, let me hear more.
Yeah, okay. So Miss Winfrey, with everything that you've accomplished, and obviously I'll dispense with the extraordinary fan that I am and how much I honor everything you've overcome, everything that you've done. What's left undone for you? It's like you've done everything from the outside observer, like everything: success, contribution, notoriety, personal happiness. What keeps you going? Like, what's left?
That is a profound and very deep question, Sean. Thank you for asking me that. What's left? Well, you know, my great mentor, Maya Angelou, says we don't know what the end is. So I just continue working in the open heart space. But I love the question, Sean.
Well, thank you. Yes, so thank you. It is Jamie. Thank you. So would it be okay, Miss Winfrey, on this never-ending journey, it seems, but fair to say, of contribution, of love, of impact? Like, that seems to me to be what your life stands for. Am I? And by the way, Miss Winfrey, I am the most adamant, enthusiastic proponent of what you said in your final episode, and the reason you held the microphone for 30,000 people, because you left them feeling, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. And your life's work lands for so many that way. And I believe it lands somewhat uniquely for me that way. But I'm sure a lot of people say that. And so what I'd love to do, Miss Winfrey, is have an opportunity to not communicate with you, to speak with somebody on your staff and team, and to see where they are and mechanisms that could be a value add for you, to build things with inside your ecosystem that will create acceleration, unity, and cause healing for people. And I know you give to so many different charities and contribute so many different ways. I want to create a powerful community of leaders within your community and demonstrate to you what I'm capable of doing. And then if I do a sufficient job of that, I'd love to have an opportunity in 3 months to have a 30-minute conversation or a 15-minute conversation, whatever your schedule will permit. How does that resonate for you, Miss Winfrey?
100%. So what's the next? Absolutely. Yeah.
All I need to know is, who do I speak to on your team? Who would I speak to on your team that is an operational support of you, so I could learn where to create this leverage in this dynamic? Because all I want to do is create a community of givers, but not just givers that are sort of loosely connected and like the Oprah fan club, but people who are actually taking action and causing leadership. I want to cause leadership amongst people who suffered trauma. I want to cause that leadership inside your ecosystem and community and create something that is powerfully advancing this cause that you hold so deeply in your heart.
I'm incredibly touched, moved, and inspired. So you can talk to a lady by the name of Miss Bella or a gentleman by the name of Mr. Linton.
Thank you. And ... Okay, so Jamie,
Boom!
How did that feel for you?
That was amazing. Let me give you my hair. Let me paint your lipstick, my lipstick. How long did it take you to do? Like, were you born like that? Like, how do you,
No.
What's the recipe, sir? That was amazing.
No, I was not born that way. I failed freshman high school geometry for the year. I'm a blind man, the grandson of a blind man. My mom pushed a hot dog cart in Jersey City. I ran for president of my 8th grade class, and I received basically 2 votes, myself and my girlfriend, and was embarrassingly horrific in my speech. I ate lunch by myself in my car for most of my sophomore year of college. So thank you for that beautiful compliment, but the answer is no. This is science, not advanced magic. And thank you for that acknowledgement. And this is like, it seemed like a setup, like just how beautiful you asked that. But if I could kick it to Bella, like if you could just lean into, for Jamie and everybody, then we'll go to the judges, how much this is a science and how hard we work to rise in that mastery, please.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, no, this is like the 30 days to influence mastery. Like, it is a formula. It is the four energies, the 10 indispensable elements, and the 7 levers that makes this a science and a formula that can be learned by anyone.
Yeah. So thank you, Jamie, for saying that. And my work began 23 years ago, and I've had the unique privilege of speaking on Tony Robbins' stage 7 times. My side hustle is owning a 125-person law firm that I'm a business owner in, not operator in, and loads of other beautiful and incredible things, including having been acknowledged publicly by my hero mentor, who's one of the most famous person in the world in personal development, just on Saturday night with Bella sitting there watching. And what that meant, and here's the key. So I'll give you one idea. It's not about significance, because what that meant to me as tears poured down my face was not, oh my goodness, look at me and my acknowledgement. It meant I have a responsibility and a duty now that I've been given that acknowledgement, that value, that clearing, to go forward and make incredibly more things happen. So when I meet my maker, I will not have buried or squandered my talents. I will have multiplied them. And so that's what we're talking about. Does that resonate, Jamie?
Totally. Are you an enlightened warrior?
I am, well, how would you define enlightened warrior?
Oh, I went to Enlightened Warrior training camp through Peak Potential.
No, but I have studied every personal development platform almost imaginable, and Tony's worked for 23 years, and so many others. And this is what I teach in the world. And we are fancying ourselves at Unblinded as the most powerful personal development platform emerging right now in the world. This is we'll be at 300 Real Raws conducted during COVID by Friday. We're doing 8 of these today alone with amazing people like yourselves from every walk of life and industry, professional and otherwise. But we're a personal development platform that's not a personal development platform. And that would be like saying that Amazon was a book selling store. So we're disrupting everything: selling, coaching, training, marketing, personal development, all of those things, professional development being disrupted. And thank you for participating. And this is an R&D laboratory, by the way, and a fun show and way to connect that we have every single day, and a zillion other things. So we'll explain more later, but thank you for that, Gene. Huge. Yes, so let's get to our fine judges. First, Janice, how was your day in the Real Raw been before you get some feedback? Like, what were you expecting? How's it been for you?
Well, my first experience with Real Raw was like a week ago, and I was a participant. And so
As a judge, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a judge. So this is awesome. It's been awesome. This has been a wonderful experience. And it's just, I've gone to both of I went to the one in New Jersey, the first one, and I went to your first online one. And this is what brings it really home. Everything you're teaching, this brings it home and to the forefront, and clarity around what you're trying to get people to understand. So awesome.
Thank you for that very much. And yeah, how about some beautiful feedback for Jamie and Linton, 30 seconds each.
Awesome. Okay, so Jamie, I can't really compete with what Sean did, but as you're calling, you jumped right in without maybe reminding her of who you are, because she probably talks to thousands of people, and she's probably thinking, I don't know who this person is. So it's like you first had the connection, and now you kind of that you jumped right in. I know this is a crazy environment. The other thing, you might have asked her if she had a chance to look at some material you sent her, or follow up on something that you had a conversation about. Again, you're trying to make that you want that person to kind of connect with who you are and what you're about. So you might need to remind them. And then also, like Sean did, that lesser request Instead of asking to get on my Facebook Live for 2 minutes, ask a lesser request to move them forward. And because people can do something, they may not be able to do what you want, but they can do something that connects them to you. So you move them forward. Okay, awesome.
Janice, brilliant feedback, awesome optics. I am super impressed.
Oh, thank you.
Your precision, understanding of influence. So thank you for that.
The only one last thing I want to say, because in my career, I have called people that are way more powerful and impressive than I've ever been. And you've got to remember they're human, just like you. They're not different than us. They still have all the human needs. They have all, and it's not accolades, it's the human need of being, like Sean said, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I don't have it down because I haven't gone through the training and everything, and you matter. So those are important elements. So,
and Janice, if I could give you this,
yeah,
you couldn't be more right. But I'm gonna hallucinate that every single person here has their own like wildly unique levels of accomplishment. And I know this is not what you're saying, but just for everybody. And when you look at somebody, sometimes we create, as Janice was alluding to, this false image of like superior, inferior, and there's just none of it. Like we're superior to no one is superior to us. We just have different assets and value in terms of our money or time or energy or relationships. Things just differ sometimes, but it doesn't make anybody inferior or superior. And I mean that because if we don't carry that in our heart, then the interactions are just different. If we think somebody's above us or think somebody's below us, loving people unconditional boundaries means like every communication with everybody functions the same way. So thank you for that access, Janice.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're impressive as heck, Jamie. I mean,
yes.
I don't only know that much of who you are, and I'm like blown away. Like you would be my Oprah. I'd be like, Jamie, hi, you have a minute? Okay, so Linton. Oh, so do I give a score now?
Yes.
Okay. On that one, I go down to about a 6 because you know, yeah, you know, I don't need to type. Okay. So Linton, my recommendation is find 2 or 3 questions that you can open up with somebody that as you start a conversation, and I love your opening, do you have time to talk, blah, 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 etc. But I would recommend, I mean, I'm just throwing this out there, suggestion. Linton, hey, are you open right now to tell me a little bit more about your situation so I can understand and figure out how I can best help you? Would you be open to that, Linton? Great. Can you just tell me what's going on? And let that person go. Because again, if they go, oh, hell, I lost my money, I don't give a shit, and I'm off to the Caymans, you're like, okay, let's get on brass tacks and get your house sold. If they go, oh my God, I feel now you got a whole different empathetic level you got to go to with them. So anyway, think about some questions that you can find out where they're at so you know where to go in the conversation.
Awesome. And a score?
I would go again 7, 6, 7. You know, you get a little bit of work on that. All right.
All right. So thank you, Jeff. What do you have, sir, for Jamie?
All right. Great. So a couple things, Jamie. I love the vulnerability when you were there and you're tripping up a little bit. You're like, look, I'm not really like, you know, I'm not a salesperson. It's not something that I do. I think it's vulnerability shows connection, shows authenticity. I think especially with people who are very accomplished, they can connect with that on some level. Something I would have done is to show an emotional deliverable for Oprah's help for you. So give an example of healing that you've actually seen and kind of walk her through what that looks like, walk her through what it has looked like, and then walk her through what it will look like when she gets involved to show this is what you're going to be personally responsible for kind of in this ecosystem here.
Beautiful. And what's Jeff's score, Jeff?
I would say 7 on this.
Yeah. And for Linton, sir?
Linton, okay, so a couple things that I loved. I loved how you spoke about the specifics. You got into the CMA, you talked about the steps, you talked about the expectations, you talked about how this whole thing is going to look. I think it's really important for somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience in this to know step by step what this is going to be. I thought you laid that out beautifully. Thought that was excellent. So a couple things that I would probably clean up next time around. So when you ask them about how they're doing, rapport and all that kind of stuff, I would do that right out of the gate instead of inserting it kind of mid-conversation. Establish that rapport immediately. And the other thing too is you already had the individual on the phone. So instead of asking to reschedule to discuss another time, when she said, hey, I can discuss it now, I think that's your opportunity. You got her on the phone, get right to it right there.
And a score, Jeff?
Score, I would also give a 7.
Excellent. And Michael, what do you have, sir?
So for Jamie, I would say, and just like real quick, like I know I got 30 seconds. I'm just gonna like cut into that real quick. I'm, like we're all human. I've been on the other side, and like having people, like having an audience, having a 3-minute limit, it puts pressure on it. But like it's good for the real world experience, this exercise. And I'm no wizard. I got like a judge gave me like a 5.5 over the summer. So like you guys are better than you got like 6s, 7s, and 8s. Like I've gotten a 5.5 being on the other side of the coin. Jamie, just great energy. Just be a little bit more prepared. I would just be more prepared, like more prepared for your delivery. So great energy, but underprepared. So I would give you a 7 again. So yeah, and then so for Linton, so borrowing from my Yiddish vocabulary, there's always good to do a little schmoozing at the beginning of the first call. So to Bella's point, it was awkward because, you took the feedback that I provided and you put it into the second call, which was the follow-up call. And so that's part of what made it awkward. The schmoozing, and I wouldn't ask about are you married or are you single? I would just stick to basic stuff like the weather or some what city are you, and just kind of ask some little questions just to kind of schmooze for a little bit and then get into it. And then you didn't remind her who you're from. You're like, hey, this is Linton calling you back. You didn't say this is Linton from ABC. We spoke last week. I would just remind her at the outset, not only who you are, but who you're affiliated with, what your company is, just to remind her, because she's busy. She's got a lot of stuff going on. She's stressed out. She's trying to sell her house and stuff like that, and talking a lot of
All right, Mr. Michael, we're out of time. What is your score?
6.
6.
Nice. Michael, how was you? Thank you, Bella. Michael, how was your experience today on The Real Raw?
Yeah, I should have waited. I should have waited for this time to say that now, as opposed to diving into my 30 seconds. But I mean, it's just it's great. I mean, and the point that I was trying to convey to Linton and Jamie was, this is a place that's all love, all positive vibes. Any sort of criticisms coming from a place from the heart, and I'm a judge today, but just the other week I was sitting in your chair and over the summer the same thing, and I got a 5.5, and at first when I got off that was my first one, and I was like, what the hell, what, and I was like, but then the more and more you do this stuff, you just learn that it's all good. Don't overthink it. And so I'm just humbled, Sean, to be a judge. I when I was asked to be a judge, I was I felt like I wasn't worthy. And so, we're all works in progress, including myself. Someone as accomplished as Sean, I'm sure he'll be the first one to tell you that he's a work in progress too. And so, yeah, great experience being on this side of the coin today.
Amen. And everybody knows how they feel about stuff. And that's why the power of these processes, mock jury trial processes, longer story for a different day, give us unbelievable feedback about how people are experiencing this. Jeff, thank you so much for being here today. And how was your experience today, Jeff, on The Real
Thank you
Raw?
for having me. This is an awesome community. I'm so happy that I was connected to this. I just feel the energy exploding off of the screen, into my living room. This is incredible. And what you guys are doing is absolutely next level, and it's phenomenal.
Well, thank you for your contributions to it. I really appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you. Yes, and please don't tell anybody what Bella said about the F word today, though. Thank you. That's between us. So Jamie, how was your
Between
experience?
us until I tell a whole nother Real Raw or a whole nother huddle or a whole nother mastery call. So it's just between us until I tell the rest of the world.
Thank you, Bella Rita. Jamie, how was today for you?
Amazing. Like Michael said, I'm absolutely honored. I still push through my self-worth thing, that disempowering talk. So thank you, Sean, for creating this community. Thank you for having me, because this just confirms it's just my thought, right? So I'm humbled. I'm grateful.
We are not our thoughts. We are not our feelings, right? We are a being. And so, Jamie, you're amazing, wonderful, and we're received consistently with our influence skill set, which is just that. It's a skill set. And we love people unconditional boundaries. We have influence mastery. Then we have a whole different world open up, right? Linton, how was today for you, sir?
Today was different. It opened my eyes to a whole nother, environment. I was on the one day before yesterday. And, I was there and I learned so much there. And this is just elevating it to make me understand more that you know, don't always go in for the kill, but, you know, always build rapport, and, you know, you eventually get better at what you're doing. So I thank you, Sean, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Linton. And listen, if we perceive sales as having nothing to do with hooking, pitching, closing, but instead about connecting with people and adding mutual value and being arm in arm on the same side of the table, it's a whole different world. Bella, you're a straight up gangster and a rock star. Final.
My final is I really would like to acknowledge the contestants for coming on today. And you know, as Sean said, you know, we are not our thoughts. And, you know, Jamie, I just really want to acknowledge you for just like coming on and like giving this thing a shot and like having no idea and like doing it anyway. And the entire time, like, even though like it wasn't done like perfectly to your standards, like I could feel your heart and your like willingness to be coachable and how much fun you were having. And like, you know, I would want to get to know you more. And so, you know, even though the things weren't right, but like who you are really like showed up, and you're dynamic and you're amazing. So thank you so much for being here. And Linton, like same thing, is just like, you know, being open to like the coaching and the feedback and like watching Sean's magic tricks and seeing where you can implement that into your own life. Because I know, you know, with that, you'll be able to serve more people. So just thank you for being here. And thank you to all the judges for your feedback that was, you know, able to enhance and make a difference in these fine folks' lives.
Thank you,
Yes,
Bella.
thank you, everyone.
Take away from Bella 4 energies: variance, fun, energy, opens, and pulls. Bella, you say it. Your thing on energy.
Fun energy opens the door to people to want to listen to you. Like, who are they? They want to talk to you. Aspirational energy is influences people to, you know, want to get to know you. And goddess energy makes people want to love you, like to love you. And then the Zeus energy is what gets them to trust you and listen, to trust you in their transformation.
Yeah, awesome job. Monday nights, what is Unblinded, why Real Raw, and how this is like about as much a personal development platform only as Amazon would have been a bookstore. 7 p.m. Monday. If this is the end of the journey, remember, influence is a superpower, but hopefully we'll see you there. And this is just the beginning. Have a great day. Thank you.
Great day, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.